Welcome back. Now, South Africans from all walks of life are occupied with trying to find solutions to the ongoing blackouts. Several thought leaders joined the Black Business Council's Indaba on energy and future plans of mitigating power cuts. What was the aim and how is business navigating these dark days? Well, the Black Business Council CEO, Kganki Matabane, joins me now to share some light. Thank you so much for your time, sir. We do appreciate it. Let's just start off with this Indaba and this conversation that's being had. We know what the problems are. We know that there's an ongoing energy crisis in this country. What kind of results are you hoping come out of these discussions, given that this has been going on for over 16 years?
Hi, Heidi, and the viewers, and thank you very much for having us. So what has happened, maybe just to give a bit of a background, we had a meeting with the presidency last week, Monday. The president was basically presenting their own plans on how to stop the load shedding. And as the BBC, we had to consult our members, but in particular consult engineers, because load shedding is an engineering problem. And the purpose of yesterday was basically to then say, let's discuss the solutions and let's see which one solution works. And then from there, we'll finalize our paper that we'll present to the presidency and all the relevant stakeholders. But in the main, we were saying we're in a crisis. And when you are in a crisis, you don't behave like everything is normal. So we need extraordinary steps to be taken. And that can only be taken enabled by legislation. So we then called for the state of disaster. And it is important that we must clarify, we're not calling for state of emergency because that's got other implications. We were saying let's South Africa go for energy state of disaster so that decisions can be taken quicker. We don't have to consult infinitely like we do under normal circumstances where, for example, when there's something that needs to be done, you must have a public consultation for 2 months and all those type of things. So we are saying, let's behave like when we're in a crisis and let's take steps, democratic steps that are enabled by democracy to deal with the issues in a crisis mode. Let's then get everyone else to be in a crisis mode.
Okay, I want to ask you, you said that you met with the presidency last week. Have you presented these ideas, especially the one about declaring a state of emergency given this energy crisis? How was that received by the president? Do they understand the severity of this?
Yeah, we have not presented that because we were waiting for our Indaba yesterday so that we can have a finalization of our document. So we have now a consolidated document that we're going to present to the presidency tomorrow. So the proposal has not been submitted as yet.
Okay. What else is in your proposal other than declaring a state of emergency? What else are you proposing be done to bring an end to this energy crisis and provide reliable and sufficient energy to South Africans?
Yeah, well, I think what we are saying, let's separate the two issues. So let's separate the just transition and the crisis we're at now. So we've got a crisis of availability of electricity. And each solution that we bring must seek to end load shedding in the next few weeks. There must be progress. The citizens must start seeing progress. We were mainly on stage 6, but let's put measures in place that will then, at least in the next 2 months, we move from stage 6 to stage 5, and incrementally then we get to other stages. But the only solution that we think is viable is to fix Eskom, because all these other solutions, for example, of saying we'll get solar, we'll get wind, we'll get this, those solutions are basically going to come into place maybe in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and we don't have that time. But Eskom, as we have it now, we've got around 45,000 installed megawatts. But at any given moment, Eskom is not even able to give us 26,000 megawatts. So we've got that difference between 45 and 26 that can be made available. So if, for example, we're saying, let's declare a state of disaster, we'll be able then to fast track procurement. For example, if there's a need to say, let's fix unit 1 at power station 1, we can then say, what do we need to do that? But also, we need to then speak to what we call original equipment manufacturers and get them to be the ones who are going to do maintenance at these stations. And we need to hold them to account, because we cannot have, like the situation we have now, we've got a power station or a unit in a power station gets maintained. After 2 months, it's back to where it was 3 months ago. And we're not getting the benefit of the money that we're spending.
Yes.
And I think it's because we're not holding the people who are maintaining to account. Because if you've got your own car, you take it to a mechanic, you're expecting it to get to Cape Town if you want to travel to Cape. But if it can't even take you from here to the Val River, then you must go back to the mechanic. Either change the mechanic or fire the mechanic, or you get the mechanic to compensate you. So we need to get to that. But
yes, sorry, I'm so sorry to interject, Mr. Matabane. I don't have much time left, and I just want to ask you one last question. So you say you're meeting with the President tomorrow, and you're going to be giving him this proposal. And I want to ask you whether or not you think, as the Black Business Council, you'll be listened to, because we've seen many engagements with the President. We've seen him cancel his engagements to the World Economic Forum. We've seen portfolio committees coming together to try and engage with Eskom on the energy crisis. And at the end of the day, we still sit in darkness. Do you think that your proposal will be considered and it will yield any results?
Yeah, we are confident it will be considered, because I'm sure the President is aware now that this is a crisis. I think it's almost like 2-3 months now that we've got load shedding on a daily basis, except obviously during Christmas. But that situation is not sustainable, because as you may have seen, a lot of companies are being affected, funeral parlors, chicken companies. A lot of companies are closing down, and I don't think that's what the President wants to be remembered as. He doesn't want to be remembered as that President who did not deal with load shedding and the economy now has collapsed.
Okay, thank you so much, and we'll definitely be checking in with you after your engagements with the President. That was Black Business Council CEO Kganki Matabane.